Thank you all. As you all know, Dr. Shivendra Karari is a medical doctor turned homeopath. Because of his belief in homeopathy, his testimonial during our last session really was a brilliant one. And that's how he narrated how he became a homeopathic doctor after getting MBBS. He has so much depth of knowledge in homeopathy, and he is a person who is really interested in homeopathic science and is doing research work in that lane, that area also. And last presentation was a brilliant one, and everybody remember in doctor with the fame that he got from the session. Today also, everybody is waiting for his session. And today, doctor will be talking about one of the important aspect of homeopathy, that is perceiving phosphorus as a homeopathic medicine. People know that there are different types of things are being used in homeopathy as weapons, I must say, as medicines. So this is from a metallic group. So what are the benefits you get from phosphorus, and how phosphorus can be used in homeopathy for the betterment of a patient, and how it can be used for the treatment of all kind of diseases. And let us see what our guest of the day, Dr. Shivendra Karari, has to tell about this. You're welcome to the platform, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, and good evening to everyone. Am I audible, sir?
You are audible and visible.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So I have to talk about perceiving phosphorus as homeopathic medicines. It by words, it means that when we talk about the similia similibus curenter, that the patient in totality with symptom complex coincides with the symptoms of the proving of the medicine. That has to coincide, only then it's going to work completely. So phosphorus is one of the polycrest we deal with everyday happenings. It is used. The patient comes, and we just keep on prescribing, identifying the patient constitution and totality. So what I am going to give an opinion about phosphorus is a different angle, a different dimension. So once we think about phosphorus, we think about light. The phosphor meaning is light, and the light creates the world. The whole living being on our the planet is existing because of presence of light. So this light is what plants are there, animals are there, so many organisms are there. The plant and animals both are dependent on light. Suppose in a case that light is off for 6 months or so, what will happen to the creation? The whole creation will come down. There will be a downfall. It will be extinct in later days. So in plants, what happens? We have photosynthesis. That is so much important for the survival of the plant and the feeding the different kind of ecosystem. And in the human body, the phosphorylation is there, the glucose phosphorylation, protein phosphorylation, and so many other things that leads towards the metabolic events in the body. So there is a saying by Ludwig Buchner that without phosphorus, there would be no thoughts. So he's indicating about the light which is within us, that is not invisible, that is not visible thing. The light means our conscience, our intellect, our wisdom, our knowledge, that symbolizes light. And what happens, we will later on see that the phosphorus, how the conscience of the phosphorus, how the wisdom, how the knowledge of the phosphorus get strengthened, how does it gets weak. So we are to look in that direction. This should be the umbrella symptom. That is, we have to correlate light with the creation and light with the survival of the human being. So, first I will talk about some uniqueness of phosphorus. This phosphorus, whenever we are talking about phosphorus, we are talking about active yellow form of phosphorus, which is not radioactive. It produces light without heat. There is no exogenous radiation. Luminescence is there, and but no disintegration. So this is a very peculiar feature that is not getting disintegrated. Still, it is providing luminescence. So these are the things when it is incorporated inside the body, and that helps in the synthesis of complex compound which are supportive for vital function. It participates in the cellular structures. It participates in the metabolism. As a character, when we are talking about the physiology of the phosphorus, physiological presence of the phosphorus in the body, that is it's soluble in alcohol, ether, fatty oil. It's a fire catcher, irritant of mucous membrane, bones, etc. There are so many toxic effects versus symptomatology. We have seen this, so many things. We have seen in our MBBS study that acute yellow atrophy of liver is caused by phosphorus poisoning. There's so many schizophrenia, dementia, brain atrophy, bone necrosis, so many effects are there, but we are not going to deal those things. So phosphorus is man, is what it when it is present, where it is present in the body. Present is it is the major constituents of bone, teeth, bone, RNA, DNA. These are the genetic material. Cell membrane is composed by the phospholipids. Also ATP, the energy currency, adenosine triphosphate. It also takes part in the sugar and protein phosphorylation, as I had said, and it takes part in the electron transport chain. So what happens? Electron transport chain, it happens inside the inner membrane of the mitochondria and the cell. What happens? Adenosine diphosphate is phosphorylated, and one addition of the phosphate group creates ATP. That is the energy currency which propels us. It also helps in regulating gene transcription. Like your DNA signals are stored in the RNA, and whole cell regulation is there. So activation of enzyme, that by that thing, there's a further activation of enzymes, maintenance of normal pH of extracellular fluid, and just I said energy storage inside the cell happens. So, and one thing we will later see that as I was suggested that this should be the part one of the phosphorus, where I will be talking about the major mind symptoms of phosphorus. How does it appears in the patient, and how we identify the phosphorus by the by noting the appearance of the mind symptoms. So one of the close friends of phosphorus is the calcium, and both are very much interrelated, and they get controlled by parathyroid hormone and vitamin D. And both together makes hydroxyapatite of bones and teeth. That is the mineralization of bones and teeth. So it is so much very important. Other friends of phosphorus in our materia medica are like sodium, potassium, magnesium, iron. Combining with the friends, it becomes a treasure for us in prescribing so many diseased condition. And now I said, as I had said, that the phosphorus means it symbolizes light, and we have to perceive the things, perceive homeopathy as the effects of light. The how light affects us in a very vital way. It helps in regenerating, strengthening, getting us immunity, and stimulating perception. There is a resistance to infections, liver functions, because plays a very major role in metabolism, protein metabolism, especially respiratory organs also. So most of the site of action of phosphorus or abundance of phosphorus is in bone, teeth, blood, and the cavitous organs. Cavitous organs are the including bone, in addition to bone, blood. These are the workhouse. These are the center for action of phosphorus in our body. When we talk about the inner light, it shows the dynamism. This crude substance, phosphorus, attains dynamicity in potentized intermolecular functioning in the organism. When it is crude, it is having different kind of figure. When it in small, minutest part, attenuated parts inside the body, what it attains dynamicity, and it works with the different molecules of the body, maintains independent rhythm in the organism. It is in the blood in different form, it is in the cell in the different form, and it resists the powerful oxidizing power of the blood. So when we are talking about light also, when these are the physiological things, when we are talking about the light, that inner light, that symbolizes conscious psyche, wisdom, intellect, ego control, and the inner dark light, that is the spiritual thing. Now we can see just these are the things which will help us to perceive the main feature of the phosphorus. The light effects, suppose what are the effects of light on the growth of plants? Just we are talking about the biological effects. Growth of the plants in dark, what kind of, how the plant grows. They don't grow much tall, they don't grow much strong, they stoop, they creep, and there is substantial growth, means substance is more but the strength is less. Big bulk of mass, just like mushroom and all, these are the bulky thing. They become dull, they become weak. So, and the growth in bright sunlight, as in desert or hilltops, etc. They are the short, sturdy stems, very strong, bright, stunning, and beautiful blossoms are there. So these are the things phosphorus imparts. And other hands, light effects on the humans, vitalizing the things, strengthening us, perception, increases the perceptions, thinking ability is more. It's just not the philosophical thing. These are the things which have been proven in the disease state, in the convalescent state. We have come across so many things, so many examples we have that these things are happening. It counters depression, stabilizes CNS, our brain and cerebrum stabilizes, down sympathetic zonus, lowering the BP. It doesn't let it get high. Thyroid stabilizer. Thyroid, that is the one of the biggest metabolic hormone which regulates our metabolic activity. That is thyroxine. Heals bones, heals rickets, heals fractures. The light has so much important. When you are so much exposed to light, your RBCs will increase, the calcium will increase, vitamin D will come up, motor activities will be more proliferated, circulation will be better, and lipidogenesis will be less. So coronary artery diseases, these are the things that will be cut down. Per minute volume of the blood will be more, lungs will be more ventilated, It can counter pulmonary tuberculosis, infection, respiratory bronchitis, pneumonia, so many things, so many infections in it can deal with. And so what happens when we are talking about the light, that the inner light or whatever, the consciousness versus unconscious will be a good thing to watch. So suppose weakened light of consciousness. When the light of consciousness is weakened, that will give way to the darker side of unconsciousness. It's very natural, very logical also. So false assumption, uncertainties, clairvoyance, clairaudience, ecstasy, apparition, vivid fearful imaginations. So such kind of imaginations, as faces appears, we have a rubric, faces grinning out of every corner, that from every corner something strange thing is coming around. So then the next thing is unconscious reality. So this unconscious reality, what it does, it invades the upper layer of the consciousness. So this assumed unreality takes over accustomed reality when invaded. Accustomed reality means with what we are very much comfortable, we are very much secure, we are very much enlightened. So outward projection of inner psychosomatism is there, and it leads to plenty of fear, because he's not knowing what is happening. So fear of dark, fear of death, fear of evening, fear of twilight, fear of night. These are the things which appears. And what will happen when there will be dimmed moral consciousness? What happens when we are influenced by alcohol? Alcohol, after getting drunk, alcohol or ether or chloroform or halothane or other kind of some inhaling anesthesia and all, there is a stage called quasi infantile state. That instinct holds free sway. Now instincts are not being able to get control. Okay, now, these are the things, these are the instinctual things which comes out of the body or comes out of the mind. That is very much the same case with the phosphorus pathology. So these things are to be noted that there are two directions of the luminant effect. One is the mental direction, one is the general direction. Mental direction is this is the mental booster. Consciousness is there, that gets stabilized. Depression is very difficult. It's not thriving here. Or general direction is that there is a growth regulation inside the cell, inside the body, inside the organs. There will be increased vitality, increased resistance, firmness of the physical and mental structure. Together, these mental direction and the general direction, both combined together, will lead to compatibility of life. So when we are one more thing, that when we are talking about the influence of the other spiritual matter we come across regularly, the phosphorus is also ethereal in nature, spiritual in nature, is not getting diminished. So what happens when we are intoxicated by alcohol, anesthesia and all? There is an initial stage, what happens, CNS depression is there. So higher function gets depressed. The euphoria will be there, the comfort, elation, vivacity, and slowly it will come down to loquacity, affectionate or quarrelsome, stupor, common, or total confusion is going to there. And there will be loss of inhibition on emotional state. Emotional state, there will be loss of inhibition. Easily he will get excited. Getting beside oneself with anger and vehemence, because he's not knowing what is happening. He's just so much sensitivity has got very much increased from from inside and from outside. So this emotionally, he is very vulnerable. Getting beside oneself with anger and vehemence, perspiring with excitement, these are the features. Fearful, coward, sad, hysterical. He can alternate laughing and crying, weary of life, misanthropy. These we will say as we go on towards the phosphorus pathology in the later part. Later part. First of all, you can say that the initially phosphorus a patient, the first level, they present to us with the hemorrhagic phenomenon, hemorrhagic vicarious menstruation, hemorrhagic epistaxis, and all bright blood and all these things, and so many things. But this mental sphere is involved when the pathology grows up. So this emotional inhibition, we have seen so many things because he is unable to control his emotions at all. So, what are the emotions that other than fear? There is excitement, anger, hysteria. These are the things. And what happens to moral inhibition? Moral inhibition. When there is loss of moral inhibition, what happens? He just forget about the right and wrong. Phosphorus that we are saying about, the saying that light, inner light. So this is the things. One thing is there, that what separates human being from the animals. The best, the biggest thing is that the capacity to differentiate between good and bad is the sign of human being. As the man is getting up the ladder of evolution, he has more and more distinguishing ability between good and bad. That's why this is the way of humanity. When this thing is absent, then the animalistic instinct is there. So once the moral inhibition is there is a loss of moral inhibition, there will be a lasciviousness, uncovers his man, insanity, exhibitionism, hunger for sexual gratification, no matter on whom. He is unable to distinguish who is there, who is not. He has nothing. He is just broken all the bonds. There will be erotic mania, shamelessness with sexual excitement. Complete shamelessness is there. So we have seen that what happens when the inhibition is lost. What happens then when the pathology further progresses? There is a decreased mental firmness. Firmness is gone. Vital stamina is decreased much more. So what will happen? Helplessness to other influences and inner emotions. There will be oversensitivity. So previously, phosphorus, what it was doing, that suppose the light is there, everything is visible, ठीक है ना, everything is visible, and he is unable to perceive the things, perceive the good, perceive the bad, perceive the pains and suffering of others, perceive the needs of others. He wanted to communicate, he wanted to help others, he wanted to go for friendship, he wanted company. So what happens when these things get down? He himself becomes helpless. He starts feeling helplessness to outer influences and inner emotions. So he doesn't know what to do with outer influences, means what to do with the light. He gets irritability, he gets depressed, noise, thunder, electricity, weather changes, thunderstorm. So many things are there. These outer influences are a big pain for him. And whatever inner emotions, that is, he becomes very impressionable. Everything affects him, every emotion affects him. Excitability is there, but he doesn't know what to do. There's a loss of strength within. There's a loss of strength within. So he will have a company desire. Company desire. He wants support. Fear alone. He will be very fear alone. He wants assurance. He wants massage. He wants mesmerism. Suppose there is a dark in the room, darkness in the room, and you are searching something. What will happen? We will just keep on groping in the dark. So we can we can search for our mobile, our pen, but we will find something else. So we are blind. But what happens when a thin ray of light is there? What happens? Everything becomes visible. Now he is very hopeful. Now he can find what he can do. So this is the mental condition of the phosphorus patient. There's this consciousness and unconsciousness. There is a thin line between these two. When consciousness gives way to unconsciousness, the opposite thing happens. The whole constitution, what we are well known, phosphorus constitution, is just not to be seen. So what are those features of phosphorus? Just what we know about phosphorus in a bit, in a nutshell, that these are the only potential tendency. When the phosphorus inclination, he is on the borderline. Sometimes he goes toward the unconscious pole, and most of the time he is towards the conscious pole. So what happens? These potential tendency, this is called, and this creates the average well-known picture of phosphorus. That is, what is the well-known picture of phosphorus? Sociable, sympathetic, pleasant. We have just discussed that when the light is there, perception is there, everything is clear. He is very sociable. He would like to, from inside tendency is to be a part of the society, be sympathetic, ready to help. He gets pleasure in helping them. He feels pleasant, very adaptable, enthusiasm, very polite, humble. Just we have seen the phosphorus patient comes to the clinic and just he leans forward in his chair and he's trying to shake your hand also. He will put your hand on your hand while talking about some important things or his grief or his problem. So these are this magnetism. Magnetism is there when he is very much in conscious mode. So perseverance is there, but not very predictable. So he drifts with the current. So he drifts with the current. Perseverance is not there because the unconscious segment is getting dominant over the conscious segment. So he prefers to drift with the current. Wherever the drift is going, he will follow that. Very artistic he is, daydreamer, theorizing, romantic, sensitive, easily influenced, or his physical characteristics are he is a very tall, slender, narrow chested, fair, transparent skin, soft hair, delicate eyelashes, gets easily exhausted, oversensitive to vibration of others, and also to different drugs. So this is the vulnerable stage of those things, phosphorus, that when he becomes easily exhausted, oversensitive to the vibration of others, and also to the different drugs. So this is the intermingling of the that both side of the um, consciousness, consciousness versus unconscious thing. So what happens when the phosphorus, one in one word, phosphorus can be called as flower or butter like being. butterfly like me. When thriving in the sunshine, when everything is favorable, things are according to him. There is a light. He knows everything, nothing to fear about. But wilting in the darkness, when the dark comes, be and coldness or adversities, when it comes, then he becomes hopeless. He started losing his patience. He becomes hopeless. He needs support that time. He needs light that time. One support, one caressing, one person. If he assures him, if he gets some kind of assurance, he will be a different man altogether. So that there is a kind of, you can say, inner twilight state. There's a typical a dynamic state. So dynamism is gone down. So what it happens, he has to bear the brunt of everything, exhausted mentally and physically, always tired. Rest is must. Without rest, he cannot get rejuvenated, because they need sleep. Sleep ameliorates. Okay. Any kind of weakness will be there, post fluid loss, some kind of fluid loss, he will start having, he will start feeling weakness. And slowly it ends in emaciation and marasmus. There is a stage in phosphorus patient, that this progressive dynamic state is due to the failure of adrenal gland. Adrenal gland, as we know, that synthesize cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline, which we are able to fight. We it supports our fighting and flighting ability, bear the crisis, so many things. These are the things which makes us very joyful and very energetic. So this adrenal glands failure will lead to progressive and dynamic state, and because of that only blonde, soft hair, light complexion people are there. So what will happen there, from inside, what happens, what are the things phosphorus is guiding, phosphorus is regulating, and how it is regulating can be seen here. That is in serum, it is found in the form of phospholipid. In the cell membrane, it's also phospholipid is present. Structural and functional element of the nervous system, the phosphorus is there. Phosphorus, what it does, it helps in building our myelin sheath, the covering around the nerves. So the myelin sheath, nodes of Ranvier, the passage of impulses, motor activities, these are the things which phosphorus can guide. And once we have seen that there is excess of phosphorus, what happens? Schizophrenia, dementia, brain atrophy, nerve degeneration, so many things are also. So there has to be a balance. So we also have, there are so many indications of schizophrenia and dementia and nerve degeneration, which phosphorus has been able to uh, impede the progress of the degeneration. So muscle also depends on hexophosphoric acid. So the phosphoric acid, the phosphorus is there. So muscular cramps, muscular fatigue, so many things are happening in the muscle also. Fatty liver, fatty kidney occurs in phosphorus poisoning. So excess of phosphorus can lead to all these things. There are so many GIT irritation symptoms are also there, because phosphorus is a very big irritant. So we will talk about these things in the next part. When we talk about the bone and brain, light activate ergosterol to vitamin D. So that is the way we counter rickets in the childhood. So many infections of the bone, osteoporosis, osteomalacia, osteomyelitis. These are the indication of phosphorus. Along with the phosphorus, calcium also induce less mental performance and retardation once the calcium and phosphorus combines. So these are very much friendly. Light affects lungs and hearts. So most of the respiratory, when we respire, we can have a control over respiratory muscles. So conscious function is there for the respiration, but when we are talking about heart and all, these are under emotional control. We are talking about hemorrhagic tendency. In phosphorus case, where the patient presents toward with the hemorrhagic tendency, like epistaxis, while hemoptysis, while gastrointestinal bleeding, melena and all. But blood takes long to coagulate, and blood is very fluid, profuse, and frequent. Or what happens here? There is a decreased synthesis of vitamin K and fibrinogen, plus calcium imbalance is also there. So these all together makes the hemorrhagic tendency, brings about the hemorrhagic tendency. So these were the things I was trying to tell you that what are the bones, teeth, lungs, heart, brain. I had to talk about these 4 5 organs where which are the sites of phosphorus action and uh, uh, the pathological feature in different stages. First stage is the hemorrhagic state. Next stage, the hemorrhagic state is there. The different kind of hemorrhagic tendency is there. Gastric irritation symptoms are there. So in the physical, first stage of the phosphorus poisoning manifests on the physical plane, and the second stage of still the physical plane is there. The mental involvement starts beginning. The same thing that the sleep gets relieved, sleep relieves him. No further relief by the sleep in the second stage he starts become helpless. Just we had talked about the consciousness depression and all those things previously that starts building in the phase wise in the patient. And the third stage also sleep and no sleep, company or no company, it doesn't affect him. Previously he was craving for the company, he was craving for the support, he was craving for the light, but now later on he is not interested, he completes indifference, he surrenders. Okay, na? So because outer vulnerability is much, inside vulnerability or the emotional vulnerability is also so much. So intoxication, these are the things which are given in the slide are there. Capacity, emotionalism, affection, same things are being repeated again. One of the Lauren Easley quote is there that the iron did not remember the blood it had once moved with it. The phosphorus had forgot the savage brain. Self-explanatory. So what we have build the picture that the light is there, the outer light is there, inner light is there. Inner light is having different meaning, outer light is having different meaning, but altogether it is affecting the man affecting the human. Light is also a spiritual in nature. Spiritual in nature means it diffuses, light diffuses, it knows no boundaries. So it is very much wants to be present everywhere. It's a cosmopolitan kind of medicine. Clarity, because of all this, clarity is there, perceiving situations of the needy, support, benevolence, empathy, company desire, interaction, friendliness. These are the things which are there when the presence of light is there and very much balanced. But the opposite thing happens when it is in positive. Some few symptoms can be mm, noted. That is, and there is a symptom that is acuteness of senses during headache. Acuteness of senses during headache. They smell better. Today only I have had a patient that during headache he's intolerant of the uh, intolerant of the smells of even kitchen smell. Even he was hypersensitive at the smell. He was given phosphorus with the totality of the picture, and he will be saying what has done to him. Think better due to rush of blood to head. Some patients can think better during headache because there is a rush of blood to the head. This is a feature. Vicarious bleeding at menstruation. Menstruation is there, but bleeding is coming out of somewhere else. There is a ecchymosis, purpura, nasal bleeding, this, there. But the vicarious bleeding is the thing. Ravenous hungers at night. He wakes up also before attacks of headache. Ravenous hunger is there before attacks of headache also. He has craving for cold, refreshing drink, ice cream, lemonade. When there is pain or no pain, he has the craving. But when he is having the stomach pain, he will be soothed by the cold drink. But he will soon vomit as soon as it gets warm. Gastritis, peptic ulcer syndrome, carcinoma stomach, with a sensation of pressure on the pit of the stomach, as from a hard substance. This is a feature we find sometimes, and that will get relieved by the cold drinks for a while. Flatulence with palpitation. Diarrhea is also very profuse. The anus gives way to the thing, and hydrating kind of diarrhea is there. The smell can be there. So few other symptoms are there like cirrhosis, alcoholic cirrhosis, one of the better indicated medicine in alcoholic cirrhosis, waxy liver or fatty liver, yeah, malignant jaundice. The jaundice keeps on increasing, no reason why, and it is very difficult to control malignant jaundice. Diarrhea is like of hydrant post eating. Soon after eating starts having diarrhea like hydrant. Constipation is like pipe stem stool. He has to strain a long and pipe like pipe stem stool is a feature of phosphorus constipation. Cataract of phosphorus is having a red letter. Optic nerve atrophy. We have some patients coming to the clinic, and some patients I know that they have got rid of optic nerve atrophy. He actually recovered very much by the use of phosphorus. The patients having nausea while putting hands in warm water, and patients having coryza, bout of sneezing when he puts hands in the cold water. Left lie aggravates, right lie ameliorates, eating ameliorates, sleep ameliorates, cold air on face, head and face ameliorates, cold food ameliorates, rubbing ameliorates, sitting up ameliorates, dark, all ameliorates. re-echoing of sound into tears, tendency of hypoglycemia, skipping a meal. So we have seen so many patients, some a few patients that the morning they get up, go to school, doesn't get a breakfast, and in the from the school a phone call comes that your son or daughter has got unconscious for a while. Please come and take him. There's a tendency of hypoglycemia, skipping a meal is there. Too rapid growth in kids. Hand is heated, puts it out of covers and refreshed easily by sleep. That is all in the beginning of the first phase of the pathology. So with just a slight recap. There's some features are there that has to be remembered. That is too open and impressionable, sensitive to all external impression, acute senses, sympathetic, affectionate, lots of fear, anxiety, just very much calcaria, its friends also having a lot of fears and anxiety, the craving for the cold drinks, burning heat, hands up the back, especially in between the two scapula, um, lying on the left side aggravates. Even a short nap of sleep ameliorates it. That just I told in the beginning of the pathology. Craving for highly seasoned food or ice cream. Cold drink, craving for the cold drink and craving for the chocolate and craving for the sweets. These three things, when combined with the physical constitution of the phosphorus we see and some mental features, they are the inviting factors for the diabetes mellitus, which is so much prevalent in our society nowadays. So recap means just phosphorus is there. Phosphorus means light. The oxidation is there that doesn't get consumed. It produces light, and that's why it is very much friendly for the incorporation of phosphorus inside the body. And so many biosynthetic products and biosynthetic complex it promotes in the body and mind and brain and organs. Inner light is there, the dark light is there, which is the denoter of the conscience, intellect, knowledge, wisdom, all these things when in healthy state, when in the presence of light. Other thing we have seen that the irritant, burning, fire catcher, this is the physical characteristic, the chemical characteristic that also comes in proving, or the phosphorus poisoning is there. Proving is not so easy nowadays with the phosphorus. So biosynthesis, the vital life functioning there. So this transition and progression of energy field of phosphorus gives rise to the phosphor constitutional and miasmatic features. So transition is there. That borderline we have to know. The pool of consciousness and the pool of unconsciousness. When the light is there, the consciousness prevails. When there is dark, unconsciousness prevails. When the adversities comes, that unconsciousness prevails. And all the positive things about the phosphorus, what you have learned, that gets reversed. And once the light is there, once the support is there, once the consolation is there, he gets improved. So this is the way I had mainly tried to tell you about the target organs of the body where phosphorus acts, and in the context of light and wisdom and knowledge, these are the things, or inner light also, and the influences of uh, what anesthetic, alcohol, these are the things which are all ethereal and spiritual things. They more or they are related with the phosphorus pathology. Once you will see those things, the effect of anesthesia, effect of alcohol, effect of chloroform and all, the same kind of ascendancy and descendancy will be there with the mental features. And so this will help us to remember it. Phosphorus uh, can be remembered in this way also, other
Yeah.
than the typical things. The next part I will be talking about the comparisons of the phosphorus with other medicine in some kind of the symptomatology. So that will be a differential diagnosis of the phosphorus indications. Thank you very
Okay.
much, sir. Thank you very
Thank
much. Have
thank you, Dr. S. Kharari,
Yeah.
for an excellent presentation on the phosphorus drug picture. You presented different aspects, like for taking into the molecular part of the phosphorus and how it can give a rise to different symptoms at the mental and the physical level, and also how phosphorus can be used in different pathologies.
Sure.
So now we have a very little time left. Quickly, we can have some people are ready for asking the question. I would ask Dr. S.T. Sasidharan to ask the question, sir. Please unmute yourself.
No, he's the
Yes,
next,
Sasidharan.
he's the guest for next session. Okay.
Yeah. Just a quick session. Just 4 minutes are remaining, and because we have the Malayalam session next, so please everybody ask the questions fast. Dr. S.T. Sasidharan, please, sir, unmute yourself.
Hello, am I? Hello?
Hello.
Audible, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
Audible, please.
Hello.
Hello, audible, please.
Yes, sir. Please ask quick question, sir.
Yeah. Sir, I have a patient with hypertension and diabetes mellitus type 2 with non-alcoholic fatty liver. Can we give phosphorus? Which potency and frequency?
Which patients?
Did you hear me, please?
Yeah, a little bit I heard, but it was not clear. But the patients, what I have seen, phosphorus, I have seen in so many orthopedic cases, asthma, and a few pulmonary, this is small cell carcinoma of cancers. I have seen one or two patients which they got relieved drastically. They survived. Their survival rate was very much improved. So phosphorus I have seen so many fibroid also, some
Can
fibroids
we
also
give
got
for
improved.
can we give for fatty liver, non-alcoholic fatty liver?
Yeah, alcoholic fatty liver also. That is the
Non-alcoholic, sir.
non-alcoholic steatic hepatitis. Non-alcoholic steatic hepatitis also. There is a fatty degeneration of the liver, and that is very much similar to the alcoholic hepatitis. That is,
Yeah,
there was a patient who came with uh, moderate to severe necrosis of the liver, and that is the post-biopsy result, and he got improved very much. He got
yes,
improved
sir.
very much. He was suffering from diabetes also at that time, and bronchial asthma also that time. So he got benefited in all three conditions.
Sir, which potency and frequency?
I had given him phosphorus 0/3 LM potency.
Alarm.
Okay.
Can we use
Okay,
200?
sir. Dr. Ram Prakash, Dr. Ram Pravesh, I also want to say something, sir.
Thank you, everyone, and congratulations, Dr. S. Khari, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice presentation, excellent session.
Thank you, sir.
Describe the phosphorus elements. Phosphorus elements. Beautiful describe. Phosphorus elements.
Thank you.
Mental, physical, or outer light and inner light.
Yes.
It's called name of phosphorus. It's called name of phosphorus.
Right.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Beautiful describe. और कहा भी गया चितदल पावक गगन समीरा, पांच तत्व से बना शरीरा, पांच तत्व से बना शरीरा। तो यह फास्फोरस तत्व भी वेरी एसेंशियल है।
Yes.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. It's time for our Malayalam session, sir. It was a very wonderful session with Dr. S. Kharari. And if
Thank-
anybody has some questions, they can post in the chat box. We can forward them to Dr. S. Kharari.
Thank you.
And we will now move on to our Malayalam session. I hand over my session to Dr. Manoj. Over to you, Dr. Manoj, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
doctor.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
doctor, and
Dr.
good night, everybody.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
good night.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
nice, very nice.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. Thank you.
ദിവസത്തെ മലയാള സെഷനിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. നമുക്ക് ഒരു നിമിഷത്തെ മൗന പ്രാർത്ഥനയോടുകൂടി ഇന്നത്തെ സെഷൻ തുടങ്ങാം.